Hi, I'm Debby Walters. I am the owner of Designing with Strips and Curves. In 2017, I purchased the template business from Louisa Smith, and I now manufacture, distribute, and teach the 8 template sets that we'll be going through in this video and future videos. The first part in our basic set, we have 4 pieces in this set. There's the L shape and the quarter circle that you're so familiar with, and the wave and half circle, which we've added to it to give you even more design features. This is a basic Drunkards path that so many people are very familiar with. This one is done in a 2.5 inch square in just red and white, and one of the layouts that you see very typically. These 2 quilts are done with our sets, and they're 9 inch finished squares. And these are done with strip sets, which we'll get into in one of the future videos. And today we're going to concentrate on solid fabrics instead. So here's your Drunkards path, and put 2 together and you've got this wonderful half circle. This one is done in all black and white strips, and you see here's your Drunkards path L shape and quarter shape, and another one over here. But the pieces that we've added in this basic set will also give you this block. So you use the same L shape, we have a wave and a half circle, and I'll show you how those go together in a minute. So the first 2 pieces in that basic set are the ones that we're familiar with for the Drunkards path. You've got your L shape and your quarter circle. This is how the templates come. You'll have paper backing on it, and you'll want to lift up one corner and then peel those off so that you can put non-slip on the back of the templates, and you can use whatever it is that you use for your normal cutting rulers. Then there's also that wave shape that will substitute for your quarter circle. So there's your wave in place of the quarter circle, and add a half circle to that. Look at all the design features you have with that. Here's one example. Here's your wave, half circle, L shape, and if you put 2 together, it looks like you did some really fancy quilting or piecing, with a full circle showing up in this. And another one over here would give you a beautiful design. So let's get to cutting. I've pre-cut my fabrics into 9.5 inch strips, and those fit the L shape, and 8.5 inch strips, and those fit my quarter circle. So that's what we're going to be working in. It helps if you start with your fabric ironed and starched, because it gives it a little more stability when you're cutting and when you're piecing. It also helps some of the fraying cut down, and we're working with bias edges right here, so we want to keep those as stable as possible so that we don't stretch our square. So here's our L shape. The selvage is still on here, and I never want to put that into a seam. So I'm going to start a little bit over here, and because I've already got it cut, it makes the cutting of this piece very easy. I like using a rotary mat because it keeps me from having to do gyrations and turn fabric and mess up sometimes my cuts. very tight. I'm not going to cut all the way across because I'm going to show you how to save fabric. I'm going to cut a little bit here, and then holding your ruler, if you'll place one finger on the side and another finger on this side, it has much more stability. Then cut all the way around, move your hand, and keep cutting. Now, so that I don't have to cut left-handed, I'm going to spin this around. And cut this side. So there's my first L shape. Now, I don't want to waste a whole lot of fabric because who wants to waste fabric? Now, being careful that I've got these two little cuts right here, I'm going to place this one nesting in as close as I can to where the other one was cut. Got it upside down. If you don't have a rotary mat, you can stand at the edge of your table and go from this side to this side, back and forth, and that way you have to move your fabric fewer times. I'm cutting with a 28mm rotary cutter because I find that it cuts my curved pieces a little more accurately, but it is all right to use the regular 45mm rotary cutter. And in another video later, I will show you what to do with these extra pieces. We can get some really great designs using those. Cutting these other two, the wave and a half circle, is the same. You're just cutting different pieces. So let's get to the sewing part. Don't run away. I'm not going to frighten you with how to piece these curves. They're really very simple. This is a very easy curve, and we'll be piecing here to here, and it'll be simple with 2 pins. Stay tuned for part 2.